Hello guys. Welcome to Diablo the Primordial. This video is the continuation video after Chloe vs Guy. So if you have not watched it, then please watch it. The link is in the description. And please check out my second channel Top Anime Sensei for the light novel of Tensura. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates. Would you mind destroying Guy, for my sake? She lets out a sigh, as she thought of the contents. She has knowledge of the current dispute with Yuki, and also about the contents of Demon Lord Rimuru request to Guy. To think the true identity of Angra Mainyu that resides within Yuki would be Veldanava. Velzard was hesitant. In truth, there was no need for her to hesitate. Her original purpose was to observe Guy by getting closer to him. Except, she has enjoyed it a little too much, the time which she has spent together with Guy. The proud Guy. The foolish Guy. The kind Guy. The cruel Guy. The fearsome Guy. And, the friend who was acknowledged by her brother, Guy. She has grown fond of spending time together with him, who has many faces. But, if her brother is telling her to kill Guy, she. Also, Guy would most likely never show her that face of his own volition. The face he has when he enjoys the battle as much as he is now. When he fought Velzard in the past, it was as though Guy was an adult taking on a child, taking pains to not cause unto her undue harm. It was probably since then, when she began feeling the sprout of envy within her heart. Towards the man acknowledged by her brother, the demon lord known as Guy Crimson. And, Guy, he treats me kindly. But, he never did see me as an equal to himself. That was because, you were too weak. I am strong. I am of the strongest species, a true dragon. No, you are weak. Even now, you are still unable to stand beside Guy as equals, am I wrong? That's... Do you want power? If you had more power, you'll be able to stand alongside Guy. But, that is not what I wish for. Are you sure about that? It is because you do not have enough power, that Guy doesn't look at you. If I had power, if I was even more powerful than before, would Guy finally look at me? Certainly, maybe even more than just that, he might even grant you what you have always wished for. Ah. Power, I want more power. Hearing those words, an evil will somewhere let out a snicker. Now then, release that envy within you. The keyword reverberated in her head. That's right, this was the keyword, to releasing the ability that was carved in Velzard's heart. And thus, the seal on envy, that stellar dragon king Veldanava set in place, began to unravel. After you kill Guy, you can do whatever you desire. She has gotten her elder brother's permission. She now releases her original abilities, and gain new powers. At that very moment, White Ice Dragon Velzard's heart fell under the influence of Velda, and any trace of her sanity were blown away. Among the few rampaging true dragons, her strength was second only to Stellar Dragon King Veldanava. Immense energy waves raged about, and began filling the land. Though Harari tried to stop Velzard head-on, it only resulted in her getting her upper and lower body separated into two from a single strike of Velzard's magic. The magic was overpowering, it showed how properly controlled the potent energy was. And she awakens. True to her desires, a goddess of envy. All for the sake of killing Guy, to fulfill her greatest desires. In addition to her own ultimate skill Patience Lord Gabriel, she obtains ultimate skill Envious Lord Leviathan as well. I shall be the one to kill Guy. She stays true to her desires, blindly following that one motive. Chloe and Guy retreated from where they were at the same time. An incredulously powerful absolute frostwave pierces through the ground where they previously stood, and began breaking down the molecular structure of the ground. What stood there was a beautiful woman with glacial white hair and alluring blue diamond eyes. Velzard, you. Oh, that's it, seems I forgot about this. So, you have been harboring envy all this while. To Guy's murmur, Velzard showed a slight smile. Guy, did you know? I have, for the longest time. And then, the world stopped. It was now secluded, a world of indefinite suspension. By the will of one of its rulers, all laws of motion came to a stop. All except the few who were unaffected by this frozen world. Chloe, Guy and Velzard. The three of them were observing each other, in this world where time does not flow. A world where even time has stopped flowing. But, neither Chloe nor Guy have problems moving. The problem is that for Chloe, there were now two enemies. This turned her already low chance at victory to no chance at all. Differing from her own ability to stop time, It can be said that Velzard has a near limitless amount of energy. That was the kind of amount she felt emanating from Rimuru when she sparred with him. Which means, the current time stop is going to last for quite a while. Though movement is possible, her ability to remember future memories has now been sealed. Having one of her trump cards, a lifeline ability, sealed is a big blow to her. She now needs to do whatever she can to survive, until the moment when time is allowed to flow once more. The situation now isn't one where she can afford the leisure of holding back. Though Guy isn't a real enemy to her, he isn't an ally either. The biggest problem is still the fact that Chloe is still bound to her curse, and is unable to make any moves of her own will. This is the worst possible situation. Chloe took a careful stance, as she prepared herself for the battle with the two of them. Guy had mixed feelings, being slightly perplexed but also deeply understanding his current predicament. At the same time he was thinking, so that's why envy took so long to fully sprout. This looks bad. As I have given my word to Rimuru, I had only intended to play around a little. Time to think. Chloe is under the influence of Velda's curse. She seems to be valiantly resisting it, but her free will is decisively withheld from her. That means, co-op with her is out of the question. And Velzard is... she's totally being controlled. She was giving off the feeling of moving of her own will, but is actually being made to think that is what's happening. Guy noticed that it has been a very long time since he felt this much anger flow out from the depths of his heart. Unforgivable, to put your filthy hands on what's mine. That's some balls you got there, Velda, to control my cute Velzard. If you wanna die that badly, I'll give you just that. With an intensely prickly anger, Guy's crimson hair started to bristle up. He needs to confront Chloe, so as not to outright kill her, but fatal attacks where revival is possible are acceptable, to deal with her. And at the same time, protect Chloe from Velzard's attacks, and return Velzard to her normal self. This looks a little too hard, even for the awesome me. He was going in his head, while he prepared himself for the worst. And, that was the very moment, when Guy confirms that he was going to totally kill Velda. It was also the moment, where he confirms that Velda is not Veldanava. That guy, he wouldn't stoop to paltry moves as low as this. If he was really serious, something like destroying the world, he can do it all by himself. Those were Guy's true thoughts. Which was why, he was able to cut the emotions he had towards Velda without hesitation. Veldanava has passed on. And he sharpens his gaze, as he turns his attention to the two others he is about to face. The situation seems to be a three-way confrontation. But, Velzard is the one with the biggest advantage. As she has nothing to worry about, and only needs to advance towards her own goal. Thus, the showdown in the frozen world is about to begin. Chapter 210. Leon's Feeling. The battle between Leon and Kazarium continued for a full day and night. He was not simply calling himself Great Demon Lord for nothing, as Kazarium possessed an overwhelming amount of energy incomparable to what he had before. Even after fighting a lengthy battle, he showed no sign of exhaustion. Meanwhile, Leon and Mazari were also the same, but even though they were fighting together, they were still toyed with by Kazarium. The only reason why Leon was able to continue fighting was because Kazarium was going easy on him. Leon noticed this and ground his teeth. Will I meet my doom here? Leon asked himself. If that were inevitable, then so be it. Until now, he had lived by crushing the weak. Of course, when he thought about it as his own turn finally coming up, he could accept it obediently. No, would that really be fine for him? He spared no sacrifice when it came to his search for Chloe. He even learned summoning magic himself, and had summoned several people in his selfishness. One of them was Claude, and another was the burned girl. Claude vowed his vengeance against Leon, challenging him countless times, yet before they knew it, his attempts at revenge had ceased, and the two came to recognize each other. Leon believed himself to be selfish and cared not for others' expectations. That was natural. He might not have been able to survive in this harsh world otherwise. Finding and protecting that girl could be said to be his only reason for living, yet that seemed a dream within a dream. Therefore, he thought, it can't be helped that he would be resented, and so he continued to cruelly cut down the weak. That was Leon's way of life, the true reason why he couldn't be a hero even though he had awakened as a hero. A human is a creature who has a hard time understanding another person's mind. They live without showing anyone their own mind. Therefore, there was no one with the desire to understand Leon's feelings, even if he wished for it. A person like Claude is an exception among the exceptions. Ergo, he thought that for people whom he summoned selfishly had every right to enact revenge against him. He saw the silver knight Alrose fall down from the corner of his eye. Moderate clown troupe is a gathering of hedonists. They fight against anyone by request without any principle. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have not watched my earlier videos, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And please check out my other channel Top Anime Sensei for the light novel of Tensura. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates.